Hello. Welcome back. Ah, damn it. Hold on a minute. Well, I think Susan needs more. She sounded a bit rusty there. You better check your dipstick.
Hey, what?
What? Oh, you check your oil with a dipstick. Anyways, back to the intro. We are Geeks Assemble. Oh, we might change the name to something else more suited. But yeah, today we are discussing a 1986 movie, another Stephen King adaptation based on his short story called Trucks. And this one he adapted himself to the screen and directed it. And he hates the movie.
What?
Go figure.
What?
Yeah, go figure. So yes, we are talking Maximum Overdrive. What could you say? We've got Emilio Estevez, got Pat Hingle, we've got a juggernaut with a Green Goblin's face on it. We've got the soundtrack by AC/DC and a cameo as well by Stephen King at the beginning. So,
there was?
Oh yes, there was.
Oh, okay.
You missed it.
I missed it. All right, that's all.
We'll get into that when we get talking. So, Susan, opening thoughts on Maximum Overdrive.
Well, I loved it. I love trucking movies. I love BJ and the Bandit. I loved Cannonball Run, Smokey and the Bandit. I loved Convoy. There are a lot of good trucking movies in the 70s and 80s. And I must say, it's because they had awesome trucks back then. They had these Peterbilts and these Freightliners and these Mack trucks and these Internationals that had like really nice, they had the really nice, hood in the front, or they were the cab overs so that they went straight from the driving seats and the cab all the way down, and the engine is right beneath them, behind them, so that the whole thing had to be lifted forward and up. The whole cab needs to be lifted, and it's done on hydraulics. And I love them because they got air brakes, and I never got my air brake certificate when I was a commercial truck driver. I was a truck driver for 3 years. I drove about, 500,000 miles, basically couple 20 times around the planet. When I was truck driving, I drove for a mining company, and I drove for my mother and for her mining supply company. And I love trucks. I love the way that they operate. I love the fact that you've got two. On one of my trucks, I had a 2-speed rear end, so that I had 5 gears, and then I had this other set of gears down here that were like for lower gears. And I love that some of these things have 13 gears, and they, you start off really slow, and then you can climb up anything with them, and you can haul anything. Like my truck, I would haul up to 85,000 pounds on. But some of these trucks, haul up to 150,000 pounds. They're just so strong, and they're so cool. And some of them are so chromed out, and these ones were so interesting looking. I mean, the ones that they had all different kinds, and that one that was a cab over was really, really gruesome after it hit that person. And I just think that it was really wonderful because it was set at a truck stop. I mean, what else could be better? A truck stop and trucks, and this horrible sort of alien presence that filled them all up and made them all crazy. And so yeah, we've got to say that this is a really amazing movie. It's really fun. It's really, really gruesome. And especially when the army vehicle shows up, that's really gruesome. And I just think that yeah, and it has to do with there's a kid who notices some things, and then there's these this there's the usual cast of characters, like all these people who are really horrible people and really, really need to be a lot of justice dealt to them. And I think that Stephen King is dealing justice to all the people, for all the other horrible people that there are. And so yeah, and who knew that trucks without drivers could be so intimidating and so scary. But I guess it's sort of like another movie that we watched, Unstoppable, where the train itself has no driver. That turns the machinery into a character, and that's trippy. And that is sort of like when the robot revolution, that's that kind of thing. And so yeah, there's a lot of like tropes and things that it connects to, and this one connects directly to Spider-Man, apparently, because this is the Green Goblin. Anyway, so yeah, and it's a toy truck. It's a truck full of toys, and like that's gonna. And they never looked in the back of the trucks, because that didn't really matter. All that mattered was the fact that these things weren't being driven. Anyway, that's my opening thoughts. Over to you, Lee.
Well, I just like watching you geek out to trucks.
Yeah.
Well, she surprises me every week. Yeah. As I said in the opening, Stephen King's not so keen on this one. He said he described it as a moron movie.
Well, that makes me a moron.
Yeah, he considered the process a learning experience from directing it, but he's never directed ever since. I like it. I do like the movie, but there is certain things in it what I'm not so keen on. I mean, as I said, you've got Emilio Estevez, you've got Pat Hingle, great actors. I think them two are let down by the rest of the cast, because the acting in it is shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got those two big names, and then the rest of the actors. You think, God, where did they get?
But yeah, that's just because the trucks themselves were the characters.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is, you've got Pat Hingle, a big, well-known actor. You've got Emilio Estevez, who was at his prime of his career.
Yeah.
And then you've got the supporting cast. You're thinking, why didn't they get supporting cast? What could do them?
But there were a couple of awesome ones in there.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Yardley Smith in there as Connie, the newly wedded Connie, who's
Kurt, played by John Short, who you never see again, but like Smith is. I mean, those two were good. They were well matched, and that was fun.
I mean, if people know their geekiness, they know that Yardley Smith is the voice of Lisa Simpson.
Yeah.
So she's most famous for that nowadays. But the acting was a bit appalling. But I do like the idea of this comet coming across, the Earth, causing all the mechanical machinery to take revenge on the human race, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just trucks, was it? It was
Lawnmowers.
lawnmowers, cutting knives,
Ice cream van.
yeah. So it just want trucks, but it's a good idea. But as you're watching it, you do realise, and it happens in the movie, you do realise that at some point they're going to run out of fuel.
Yeah.
So really, they do depend on the humans. They still depend on the humans.
Yep.
So they couldn't have. Hello.
They do depend on the humans.
Yes, and that's it. That's your best side, is it? Right. Yeah. But as I say, it was not one of Emilio Estevez's greatest movies. And I say Pat Hingle, he has been in loads of movies. Best known for Commissioner Gordon in the Batman movies, Burton movies, and but I do like the idea of a standoff at a truck stop.
No.
You know,
Oh.
but which Stephen King's sort of done a few times, because I'm sure if you ever see The Mist, I'm sure it's a truck stop or something like that, a cafe, you know, a diner.
Yeah, it's a diner.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, what was you saying?
And the sky was green, so that was the only thing that really showed that there was something otherworldly going on.
Yeah, but for me, when right at the beginning, the cameo from Stephen King, honey, the cash machine just called me an asshole. That was Stephen King.
Oh, Jesus.
But then as soon as that happens, and then AC/DC kicks in the music, for me, the music made this. It just gave the movie a bit more character. And you know who made who and Hell's Bells and Shook Me All Night Long. Brilliant. I love AC/DC, and it just fitted the movie so. I mean, it was sort of overacted, campy, a fun movie.
Yeah.
Bad acting.
But
and I'm not going to.
I mean,
I'm not going to.
You can't expect great things from actors like Marla Maples, who married Donald Trump. I mean, there's no good acting that she's ever done in her whole career. She's rubbish. And the other thing but you do see a very young Giancarlo Esposito, Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian.
Death by video game.
Death by video game. Oh my gosh. I really love that they gave it that was the cameo that I saw. I saw Moff Gideon. I'm like, where's Grogu? That was so cool.
But yeah, I mean, it has become a cult movie. I mean, the iconic Green Goblin face of the truck. You look at that and you think, wow, that is just some great work of art on on the hood of the truck there.
Yep.
But any thing you didn't like, or you're all over it, are you?
Things that stood out to me were the bridge opened and all the people. I mean, it went up to almost vertical, and all these trucks and things were falling off the bridge and crashing into each other because the thing was being just started operating on its own, and a lot of the people in the movie ended up dying in that first bit. And then as the kid was going through town looking at, just kind of on his way home from the baseball game, where that lawnmower was gonna get him and stuff.
And the soda dispenser.
The soda dispenser that was shooting kids. Yeah. Oh my God, that was so funny. I mean, it's got lots of humor and lots of fun bits in it. And the thing that really most amused me was when the truck started turning off and on the pumps in Morse code, and the kid is like, yeah, I just got my merit badge in it. So he starts writing down whatever the truck was saying. I thought that was really cool. That's something that you know, if you were an alien and you had access to all the technology and you were listening to things on this planet for a while, you'd kind of pick up on the fact that a lot of things have been done in Morse code. So that was genre accurate for outer spacey stuff. And Emilio Estevez was fantastic in it. And so was Yeardley Smith and John, what's his name? The other one. John Short. Though that couple was so fun. And then when their car starts up and then they're being chased by all the other trucks, or that one truck, and I mean it was, and she gets in the driving seat and says, no, you're a rubbish driver, and pushes him, elbows him out of the driver's seat, and like makes.
You see, that's what I didn't understand. Why didn't it affect the car?
Well, because she was in charge and she had a bigger personality than the aliens did.
You just made that up, man. You made that. That's what
right off the top of my head.
I was watching and I was thinking, yeah, okay, they've just married, they're in the car and all that, and I'm thinking, but why ain't the car got a life of its own?
Yeah.
All the other vehicles, I think, well, there's a bit of a cock up there.
Right, but I think it's because her personality was stronger than all of the.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's just right off the top of my head, though. And the other thing that could have happened is the cutters, like all the kitchen equipment could have gone off and on, and that could have been a hell of a lot more bloody and deadly than anything that, like, just the one knife. That's true. I mean, it only cut her a little bit. It didn't cut off her hand.
It went into her foot as well, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so, just, you know, the mixer could have been really dangerous. There's a lot of other machinery in a kitchen, in a commercial kitchen that could have gone, like the grill, like, or the toaster starts zapping. I don't know. Just, there's so much other stuff. The coffee maker could have gone bonkers. But yeah, the other thing that I loved, I loved, like I said, the basically the short scene with Giancarlo Esposito, and I loved it when all the guys were trying to out macho each other, but then they weren't really thoughtful in their actions, and so these things, it took the kid and Bill Robinson, played by Emilio Estevez, to figure it out. And another scene that was really, really incredible was the one with Ellen McElduff, Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
When she went out and she kept screaming, "We made you! You can't do this! We made you!" And she was just a munching scenery. That was really fun.
I did like the Pat Ingles character, Bubba. with bloody rocket launchers.
Oh yeah.
Where do you get them from?
Army
got,
Navy.
Yeah, he's got loads around the back. Shut up.
Fucking Americans anyway.
Yeah, I bet they've all got rocket launchers in on the back.
Yeah, so there was plenty of like little nods to our culture and the strangeness of our culture and the fact that we are all hung up on our cars and our trucks and our guns. And this one had all of these things. I loved how they kept trying to shoot the cars or shoot the trucks. And the only thing that they could ever shoot them with that would work was the rocket launcher.
Yeah. I mean, that did get, it got most of them, didn't it?
Yeah, and then the fact that at the very end, they're all sailing off to the island off the coast where they, I guess this is set in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And there's an island off the coast that has no vehicles and no, I mean, the only thing is that it would have kitchen machinery. It would have all the stuff, the normal stuff that people with electricity and everything else have. I mean, it would have video games and it would have all the other stuff, but it just wouldn't have the trucks anyway. So that they all sail off.
Yeah, but why would they sail off anyway? Because the comet passed and everything went back to normal.
They didn't even know that, so who knows? and I think it was like they were. I think it was also playing from the fear of Halley's comet that was supposed to come around that time, or maybe later in the 80s.
Yeah, Halley's comet came around in 85, I think.
Yeah.
This was 86. Well, this was mostly made that year and released in 86.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah. So there was playing on the fear of Halley's comet, and Halley's comet.
But the short story was written in 1973, I think.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an enjoyable movie. It's a campy movie. I won't use, because I know people use the phrase, don't they? So bad it's good. Can we brand that with this one?
Yeah.
It's so bad it's good.
If that's what you feel, then I think it's good. I actually think it's not bad. It is good.
It's got a cult following. Loads of people like it. So it's just got that mixture, as we say, of the AC/DC, Stephen King, and it's not a horror movie. This is it. It's sort of a black comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely black comedy, and it's definitely more science fiction and fantasy than it is supernatural, earthbound supernatural.
Yeah,
I mean, we've discussed a bunch of different movies of Stephen King's, and there's a lot of different things that he talks about. He talks about vampires. He talks about telekinesis and fire starting, and he talks about, and this is one of two. Didn't Christine?
That was the car, wasn't it? Christine,
yeah. So that there's those two things happen. And I think the car is possessed of an earthbound spirit, and this is something outer space. And then you talk about like the second sight and stuff of the dead zone, and I mean, then you've got the earthbound stuff like Pet Sematary. I can't believe the depth and the richness of Stephen King's what he's done with his works. I mean, there's so many different things that he runs through in his books and this movie. I just think it's amazing.
And to last so long as well.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? Was it first published from about 70s, then onwards? So
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
50 years or whatever. He's
Yeah.
been writing books, entertaining people with his stories.
Yeah.
And I think nearly every novel he writes has at one point become a TV series or a movie.
Yeah, and a bestseller.
Bestseller, yeah. So
Food.
he's doing something right.
Yeah. And
even if you don't like some of the stuff he does.
there's if you don't like some of the stuff that he does, he's got other stuff that may hit you closer to the mark. And I like this because I liked all those truck movies. I really did.
So I'm guessing you're a fan of the other one. Is it Jewel?
Jewel?
Jewel. There's the one with a juggernaut chasing a guy.
No, I haven't heard of that.
No, I think that's the Steven Spielberg one.
Okay, well, I guess I have something else to find. But that's what Geeks Assemble's great at, is like bringing us into the more of the stuff that we like. So I'll find it.
Yeah, I think it's from 1974 or something like that. So, anything else you'd like to say about Maximum Overdrive?
Who made who? I really like the AC/DC soundtrack too. I thought that was just perfect.
It just fitted the movie so well.
It really did. It was awesome. And the fact that AC/DC is British and stuff must be no.
They're not. No, they're not. They're Australian.
They're Australian.
Yes.
I had no idea.
AC/DC are Australian.
I've only heard interviews, and I thought that
the original singer died in 1980. Was replaced by Brian Johnson with the cap, who is British.
Oh, okay.
Singer, Brian Johnson is British, but the rest of
the only thing is, all right. The only thing is that I've only heard interviews with him, and he speaks.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought, okay, so I'm wrong. I take it all back. They're not British. They're Australian with a British lead singer. Oh my God, I can't believe.
Let's say this then: Australian / British.
Yeah, slash. Slash, right. With like the little.
I don't mean Slash from Guns N' Roses either.
No, but I mean, like, there's their little lightning.
And you know that Slash is British as well.
Oh yes, right. But the lightning bolt through AC/DC Slash. Yeah.
So, shall we go final?
So here's Kevin's review of Maximum Overdrive.
14 years old, and I had a box with VHS from a second-hand owner with a video recorder that comes with it. And the movie was, with some other VHS, and so I popped it in. Quality wasn't really good because it has played a lot, but I enjoyed it for what it was. When you see that trailer, it's like Stephen King on drugs. Literally, he even admits that this is actually his first and only directed movie of his own novel. And it's funny though, because he really doesn't like it at all from what he has produced or directed at all. So yeah, when I saw that Green Goblin truck, I was like, oh shit, that's from Spider-Man. And then, the trucks and the cars are acting up and becoming killing machines. And we discover, of course, that it's, I don't know what it was, but it was probably aliens invisible ones with electricity. But I really enjoyed the acting. I thought at that time was good. When I see it now, I was like, yeah, what was I thinking? Actors really mediocre. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So it's going to give me an for this. It's not compared to Halloween, but it's going to get from me a 7.5 out of 10.
I will give this a 10 out of 10. Freightliner with a Green Goblin mask on it. And I just like to say that the next time I go to a truck stop, I'll be looking out a whole lot closer at all the trucks. Just be making sure that they have a driver in each one of them. I'll be looking.
Oh. Scary.
I know, right? Happy Halloween.
Yeah, as I say, it's a funny one. This, I mean, I like it. I do like it, but the acting for me is to be desired. It's something. So for that reason, I'm only going to give it 9 because the acting is a bit off for me. So it's just gonna get 9 rocket launches out of 10. So it's still it's a campy. It's out there. Bad acting, great soundtrack. Watch it, see what you will not think.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank Susan for joining me talking Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive. Let us know what you thought of the movie if you've seen it, or go out and watch it. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought. Let us know any future cast we could do, any movies or whatever. We love talking movies. We love talking TV, audio, drama, any genre, any decade we'll go back to, because we're like that, because we're geeks. And please, if you want to be part of the group, 18 plus, working PC, laptop, tablet, microphone, camera, and you're in. Just get in touch with us, leave a message, and we'll do our damnedest to get you on. And you, as we said before, you don't have to be sane. No, Susan, that's right. Yeah, that's it. And also, if you do subscribe to our channel, well, I hope you do, please press the bell notification button and you'll get one of them sort of things, and every time we put up a video. So that 2 or 3 times a week when I can remember. So that is our little review of Maximum Overdrive. Anything else you'd like to say, Susan, before we go? Yeah, keep on trucking, everybody. Keep on trucking.